Hello, everybody. Great to be back with you. My name again is Fred Davis, and this is part 2 of a, I don't know, 2 or 3 part, we'll see, series on awakening itself, on the mechanics and mysteries of awakening. So, what we want to do is we want to watch out how we set up what we got to do in order to wake up. Because if I've got to do anything whatsoever in order to wake up, if I've got to do that thing before I wake up, what I'm telling you is I ain't waking up now. And you know, we hear you can only wake up now, you can only wake up in this moment, and all these beautiful little things that we hear, and they are beautiful and they are true. So if that's the case, how come I have got to get pure first? How come I've got to, you know, get rid of all my sins, somehow offload all these awful things I've done or have been done to me? I got to forgive everybody. I gotta give up meat and cigarettes and booze and the opposite sex and all this kind of stuff. I gotta just, you know, that's all just mind stuff, folks. I mean, it really is just mind stuff. Now, it can be presented as part of an overall strategy that leads you into awakening, such as Buddhism or Hinduism. Those are both strategies. Christianity is a strategy. It's been forgotten, I think, in most of these, that at core, that awakening is what it's all about. But that is the truth of it. That's what we're all trying to do, is discover or recognize our true nature. And we get so caught up in how to do it that we forget to do it. And that's the only thing that counts, is all this getting ready to awaken up later into a vast, pure, you know, transcendent being or whatever it is that we think is going to happen. It's all hooey. It's all just, that is a strategy too. It's ego's strategy to make sure that you don't wake up. And you don't have to wake up. You know, I had a guy one day I was talking to, and we were actually doing a second session, and I just looked at him and I said, you know, you don't have to wake up if you don't want to. I said, you know, when I look at your situation, I can't figure out exactly why you would want to wake up. I mean, it looks to me like your situation's absolutely cush, this, that, and the other. And that's the truth. You don't have to wake up either, you know, but unless you do. See, and that's what this teaching is about, is for those people who really want to wake up. And I don't care what your motivation is. If your motivation is to make your ego more special, welcome aboard. Come on in. That was one of my big ones. If your motivation is to release a lot of suffering, welcome aboard. That was one of my key motivators as well. Get me out of this pain. If you want to fix your life situation and get everything squared away, welcome aboard. It ain't going to work. Well, welcome aboard. I mean, you know, I had read many times, you know, this is not going to fix your life situation, not going to fix your life situation. But that was all for those clods over there. It wasn't for Special Fred. For Special Fred, it was going to fix his situation. And in a way, it actually did. Because even though when awakening occurred, there was the certain knowledge that, well, this hasn't fixed those problems. There was also the certain knowledge that all those problems were Fred's. So whatever your motivation is, it's as pure as it gets for you right now. And as pure as you are right now, that's as pure as you actually have to be in order to wake up, unless you just take it on yourself that I've got to clean my act up first. I've got to quit, you know, doing this or that, or change my job, get a more pure experience for the unit before it can happen. But the enlightenment is not actually about this unit. It is not this unit that wakes up. This is one of the strongest, this is the strongest misinterpretation that we have, which is the fact that this unit, it wakes up, that this unit's ever going to wake up, because it's not. The thing that wakes up is God itself. The thing that wakes up is life itself. The thing that wakes up is awakeness. That's what wakes up. And it's not contingent upon what this does. Now, having said that, let me tell you that my teaching is all about coaxing and encouraging clarity. So, and The early stage, what we go after is everybody else goes after clearing and then enlightenment in the last stage. I just go after enlightenment first, and then we go after clearing. Because sudden understanding is not sudden awakening, not the same thing as sudden understanding. But we can wake up right now. We can cleanse ourselves later. We really can. We can get ourselves pure later. We can get all that stuff. We got all the time in the world to do that. I'm just saying, why don't we wake up now? See, why don't we put off putting it off? You know? Because we're always saying, as soon as I get done with this, I'm going to read this book, I'm going to see this teacher, I'm going to go to that retreat, I'm going to go to this satsang, I'm going to meditate this, I'm going to do prostrations all across Tibet, I'm going to do whatever it takes. But I'll tell you what, if you've got the attitude that you're going to do whatever it takes in order to get enlightened, you will be. You can't not. That's the one thing I can pass on to you. That's a sure thing, is the idea that is that total devotion and that total intent to awaken. But that doesn't mean that we get to then wake up on our terms. It means that we get to wake up to the way things really are, and therein lies the rub, as Shakespeare said. Because very few of us are actually willing to wake up are actually willing to wake up to the way things are. I mean, actually, a lot of people I talk to are, but I certainly run into people who are not. And guess what? That means they're telling me that they've already got what they want. That's the great thing. You can't lose in this thing. Because if you wake up, great, you're going to get what you want. And if you don't, great, you've already got what you want. You can't lose. So I now see that I'm going to go into a third recording here. So I'll stop this one and meet you in a minute. Thanks.